Welcome to Earthly Reads, a My Cup of Earth production. Once in a forest, where the trees grew tall and the creatures roamed free, there lived a little rabbit named Rosie. Rosie was a curious and adventurous rabbit, with a fluffy white tail and bright brown eyes. She loved to explore the forest, discovering new hiding spots and secret paths. One sunny afternoon, Rosie stumbled upon a hidden clearing deep in the woods. In the center of the clearing stood an enormous, ancient tree, its trunk twisted and gnarled with age. The tree seemed to hum with a gentle, soothing energy, and Rosie felt drawn to it. She hopped closer, her little heart beating with excitement. As she reached the base of the tree, Rosie noticed a small door carved into the trunk. The door was adorned with intricate carvings of leaves and vines, and it looked like it hadn't been opened in a very long time. Rosie's curiosity got the better of her, and she reached out to touch the door. To her surprise, it swung open with a soft creak, revealing a cozy little room inside the tree. The room was filled with books, and more books. There were shelves upon shelves of them, with titles that Rosie had never seen before. She hopped up and down, her eyes shining with excitement. As she scanned the shelves, she spotted books with pictures of animals, books with stories of magic, and books that seemed to be about the forest itself. Just as Rosie was about to reach for a book, a soft voice spoke from the shadows. "Welcome, little rabbit. I've been waiting for you." Rosie's ears perked up, and she looked around to see who was speaking. A wise old owl perched on a nearby shelf, watching her with kind eyes. "Who are you?" Rosie asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "I am Professor Hootenanny," replied the owl. "I am the guardian of this tree, and the keeper of its secrets. I have been waiting for you, Rosie, because I sense that you have a special connection to this forest." Rosie's ears twitched with excitement. "What do you mean?" she asked. Professor Hootenanny hopped down from his perch and led Rosie to a large, leather-bound book. "This is the Forest Chronicle," he explained. "It contains the history and secrets of this forest, passed down through generations of creatures. I believe that you, Rosie, are the chosen one to help me decipher its secrets and unlock its magic." Rosie's eyes grew wide with wonder. "Me? How can I help?" Quote, Professor Hootenanny smiled. "You see, Rosie, the Forest Chronicle is written in a language that only those with a pure heart and a curious spirit can understand, and I believe that you possess both of those qualities. Together, we can uncover the secrets of the forest and use its magic to help all the creatures who live here." Rosie's heart swelled with excitement. She had always felt a deep connection to the forest, and the thought of being a part of something special was thrilling. She nodded eagerly, and Professor Hootenanny led her to a small table where the Forest Chronicle lay open. Together, Rosie and Professor Hootenanny pored over the ancient book, deciphering its secrets and unlocking its magic. As they worked, the forest around them began to transform. The trees grew taller and stronger, their leaves shimmering with a soft, ethereal light. The creatures of the forest gathered around, watching with wonder as the magic unfolded. As the days passed, Rosie and Professor Hootenanny became inseparable. They explored the forest, discovering hidden streams and secret meadows. They met the creatures who lived there, learning about their habits and habitats, and they worked tirelessly to decipher the secrets of the Forest Chronicle. But as the magic grew stronger, Rosie began to notice that something was amiss. The forest, which had once been a peaceful and harmonious place, was beginning to change. The creatures were growing restless, and the trees seemed to be struggling to thrive. One day, as Rosie and Professor Hootenanny were working on a particularly difficult passage in the Forest Chronicle, a wise old badger appeared at their doorstep. "What's going on in the forest?" Rosie asked, sensing that something was wrong. The badger's eyes were grave. The balance of the forest is shifting, he said. The magic that was once so strong is fading. And the creatures are beginning to lose their way. We need your help, Rosie. We need you to use the magic of the Forest Chronicle to restore the balance and bring harmony back to the forest. Rosie's heart sank. She had grown to love the forest and its creatures, and the thought of losing them was unbearable. She looked at Professor Hootenanny, who nodded solemnly. We must work together to save the forest, he said. And so, Rosie and Professor Hootenanny set to work, using the magic of the Forest Chronicle to restore the balance of the forest. They worked tirelessly, day and night, calling upon the ancient magic to guide them. As they worked, the forest began to transform once more. The trees grew stronger, their leaves shimmering with a soft, ethereal light. The creatures of the forest gathered around, watching with wonder as the magic unfolded. And Rosie, with Professor Hootenanny by her side, felt a sense of pride and purpose that she had never felt before. Finally, after many long days and sleepless nights, the balance of the forest was restored. The creatures were happy and healthy once more, and the trees stood tall and strong. Rosie and Professor Hootenanny had done it. They had saved the forest, and in doing so, had discovered their own special connection to the natural world. As the sun set on the forest, Rosie looked up at Professor Hootenanny with shining eyes. Thank you, she said, her voice barely above a whisper. Professor Hootenanny smiled, his eyes twinkling with warmth. You did it, Rosie, he said. You and I, together, have brought harmony back to the forest, and I know that as long as you are here, the forest will always be a magical and wondrous place. And with that, Rosie and Professor Hootenanny shared a warm hug, knowing that their friendship and their love for the forest would last a lifetime. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.